Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Gears 12 here, and I'm finally here with the album review that I said I was going to give you guys, and I'm finally here to review it. I'm going to say it slowly, the album title, so I don't mess it up. Today, I'm reviewing Iron Maiden's album, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Okay, got it right. So, I'm going to go through the track listing, but it will be in the description along with the personnel, but I just want to go through it real quick. See, I already screwed up. Wow. Moonchild, Infinite Dreams, Can I Play with Madness, The Evil That Men Do, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, The Prophecy, The Clairvoyant, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, Only the Good Die Young. There's 8 tracks on this album. Now, when I first heard this album, I was kind of blown away by it, musically and the sound quality of it. Now, I'm going to go to the musical part first, and then I'll expand out to more of what I wanted to talk about musically, what's provided to you on this record. Musically, there's a lot of like classic Maiden moments that really got me into loving Maiden, and it was really like just really got me into this album more because I heard so much of that classical stuff that I heard from them. Now this isn't like a newer album, but it is an older album, but I heard a lot of moments of why I love Iron Maiden. There's a lot of those guitar harmony bits. There's a lot of those, chugging riffs. There's a lot of, like, really, peaceful, like, harmony moments. There's, like, melodic type stuff, really peaceful Iron Maiden stuff that we're known to hear from them, ballady type stuff. And then there's just moments of where it's just really great, heavy metal. You can't really call it thrash, but maybe you can. But this album just has just a full arsenal of variety of stuff that you've come to know from Iron Maiden. Now, one cool thing that I really enjoy is the track Can I Play with Madness. I really enjoy that track. I really enjoy the chorus of that, and I really enjoy it's a powerful song. It really got me into it. The actual album title track, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, was a really, really good track. I really enjoyed that a lot. The Clairvoyant, I'm pretty sure I had to say it, and I don't want to screw that up. But I really enjoyed that track, a lot of good moments on there. But basically, this whole album just has a lot of moments where I just really enjoyed what they were doing, because there's just a lot of just really catchy moments of where remember like hearing the album like on repeat a few times, and I'm singing some phrases from the album, and I'm really just into what's happening on this album. See, what really could I just say? Whew, I don't know why I'm having a blank moment. Sorry about that. But like I enjoy the opening track, Moonchild, because it just has like this really like, I can't remember, I don't know exactly where it's from, but I've heard this before where it's a guy playing guitar and he's like saying something about Satan in this weird voice, and then it comes on in and this sounds like a keyboard opening, and it was really, really good opening track, Moonchild, which is one of the not most well known, but one of the more well known songs, Moonchild. Really, really, really good stuff. This album is just full of just classic Maiden stuff. Now, I know there's some Maiden fans out there that I have seen reviews of, other reviewers reviewing it. I'm not going to name names. And I've also read some online reviews, people like writing reviews of this album. And some of them said that they didn't really like what Maiden was doing here. I really enjoy it. I don't know what people are seeing that's different from their older stuff compared to this album, which is considered the older stuff. But I really enjoy what's happening on this album. There's just a lot of moments of the heaviness. We have Bruce Dickinson screaming some really good vocals. We have just really amazing drums. We just have just a lot of great stuff. And the good stuff that you're known to hear from Iron Maiden, of course, from the Number of the Beast, we're from that type of stuff, and then their later on stuff. It's just, this album is not really different in my opinion. That's why I love it so much. Not saying that Iron Maiden are the same, because they're not really. They like to switch it up sometimes, but everything on this album just sounds really, really good to me. I mean, I just felt like this album just gave me a lot of stuff that I've come to know from Iron Maiden. There wasn't something on this album that made me go, why is this here? There wasn't anything like that. So that's why I'm kind of questioning why some people just didn't enjoy the album. I personally believe that this album is probably, in my personal opinion, top 5 favorite or top 5 best albums from Iron Maiden. I would think that most people would put that up there because it has just a lot of great moments, some really good songs, and they perform them well live when they do. So I just don't understand why some Maiden fans don't enjoy it. But I guess it's not your cup of tea. But I really enjoy it. So back to the musical part. Musically, this album just gives you a lot of heavy metal moments, some ballady moments, some really good guitar solos, some really great guitar solos. I was kind of blown away by some of the guitar solos I was hearing, because each time I'd get back to that certain part of the song with that guitar solo or a harmony guitar solo, because they're known to have harmony guitar bits and stuff like that, I'm just kind of blown away by how they're able to come up with that type of, guitar stuff, like quality, and just have that musically gifted to hearing a riff, like a basic, like a heavy riff, and then writing a dual harmony guitar bit over that. It kind of blows my mind of how Iron Maiden can pull that off sometimes. That's really one thing that a lot of people recognize is Bruce Dickinson's vocal style, which is really imminent. There's a lot of yells, a lot of high screams. He does some singing, so it's really great. But it's nice to know that Bruce Dickinson gave it his all on this album, because it really feels like he did, because there's just a lot of moments where I'm kind of like, okay, that was kind of crazy. Like, it just keeps going on and on throughout the whole album. There's just a lot of great moments from Bruce Dickinson. The guitars on this album are just really great, really good sound. Sorry about that. Really good sound quality from from Iron Maiden. It's really good, great guitar sound. The guitar solos sound really good. Steve Harris, of course, on bass, as we all know. And, of course, once again, it is audible, and and you can hear it, obviously, without really having any good speakers or anything. It's just bass is turned up so loud that it's just obvious that, what he's playing might be different or the same as the guitar bits. Drums, great stuff. Just great quality stuff. So there's nothing really bad to say about this album. In my opinion, there's not really anything you could say negative about this album. I guess you could say that Iron Maiden kind of, it's maybe in some moments could have did something a little bit better, or could have enhanced something. But for me personally, I think all the songs are good as they are. I don't think that, I think if you added something else to a song on this album, like let's say you take Moonchild and there's a section where you just don't enjoy, or you don't enjoy the chorus, and you go, well, I want to add something over there. But I think that would be overdoing it. I think Iron Maiden have come to know that like there's certain moments where you can have the stuff that's over the top, the guitar harmony bits, the really flashy stuff, the really flashy solos, the really heavy riffs. Then there's the moments where it's just really laid back and just heavy, or laid back and melodic and just a ballad type song, or a ballad moment in the song. They know when to go over the top and show their musicianship, and sometimes when they pull it back. And that's what I see on this album. There's moments where they're laid back and relaxed, and there's nothing really much going on, but it's really good stuff. It's really good quality stuff. Then there's moments where you're going over the top and you're really hearing what Iron Maiden can bring to you, and that's what I hear on this album. There's laid back and in your face. So that's what I really enjoy from this album, because we have the laid back moments where I can just lay back and relax, and then when they get to the over top stuff, I have to really pay attention and see what's happening on this album, because at some moments you're probably not going to know what's going to happen next. But a lot of times people can follow a transition that Iron Maiden's going to pull off in a song that you've never heard before. But in some moments, in my opinion, some moments when I'm listening to it, when I first heard it, there were some transitions I really didn't see coming. But for the better, it was really good. It was better than I expected the transition to go. Like, oh, they're just going to get a little heavier. Then, nope, they get soft. Like, oh, okay. But that's really imminent on this album. There's just a lot of transitions that you kind of see coming, some that you don't. But musically on this album, once again, really great stuff. The typical Iron Maiden stuff you're hearing from you've known to hear from them. Ballad, heavy stuff, and some thrash moments, but really that's what it is. If you love the older Maiden stuff and you've not heard this album, or you just haven't really given it a listen, give it a full listen. I doubt that I doubt anybody will like dislike this album completely. You might dislike it in some moments, but for me personally, it's a really good Iron Maiden album. If I had to give it a rating, I'd give it a 8.5 out of 10. So that's what the album is going to rate it. That's what I'm going to rate it. 8.5 out of 10. So hope you guys enjoy this album review, and I will see you guys soon.